You know it sucks? It's Wednesday, and this is the first time we've been live.
You know, it's their problem.
Oh, it's their problem. Wow. Wow, man.
Somebody has to get blamed.
Somebody has to get blamed?
I'm not going to.
Yeah, oh, okay. I mean, I wasn't saying it was your fault. I mean...
Oh, okay, never mind.
No, I mean, it's just been... You know, last night, we wanted to go on, and because we fixed the amp dyno.
Yeah.
So all this is now repaired. We got this working. There was actually, like you said, power cord. So we added a new... So there's a new power strip, and all the power cords are just 2 feet long. So we redid all of that. We fixed that one because that one had a little tiny piece of burnt wire in it that has been... It's been sitting right here all week, and now it moved. Ah, here it is. So this is the one little piece of burnt that was inside of it. So we replaced this. Thank God that was it. So we had plans last night of doing an amp dyno live, and well, one thing led to another, and we ended up finding out that the amplifier we had was recalled. It was bad. We didn't know that, so it wasn't doing what it was supposed to. We called the manufacturer, and the manufacturer's like, "Oh crap, you have one of the ones that was recalled." So anyways, it was silly. So and that took way more time than it was supposed to. So our visions of doing a cool live amp dyno went to poo. It happens. So today we have a red Mustang back in the install bay. Maroon, burgundy. Anyways, this color here. And this has actually been in here before. We did a bass upgrade in it. And so we put these two P310s in there using the Zen enclosures. This is our brace, so the box doesn't slide around. He hasn't taken this out yet. He's got to buy the... Anyways, he's going to, so that's coming out. But underneath here is the LC 1.800 Epicenter Micro. We've already ran 0 gauge through here. Today, what's up from Jamaica? Today it's in for the rest of the system. So we're getting some K2 Power KX3s. So nice 3-way set. I've already built the brackets for those. This is because anytime we do a new set of speakers, I couldn't see if we've done these before. I know we've done a lot of Flax because that's our like number one go-to. But we always make a cardboard template just to make sure it works, and also to line up the holes so that when the speaker sits, the Focal logo sits at the bottom. So these holes were perfectly square, and then we were able to rotate it until we got it just right. And then we could make that measurement and apply that to the new...
How the hole is perfectly square?
Because we have a computer. And then this we just had to redo to fit the smaller mid-range into place. So that was... So we have this pretty solid, just a matter of changing a little bit of the geometry. And then the tweeter was totally different because the KX3 tweeter is freaking ginormous. We just did these in those bubble pods that we did last week. It's a giant tweeter. And so, as you can see, this thing is freaking huge. So this is the bracket that we came up with. Our boys over at Sound Good in Tennessee, Sage and the crew, they had a cool video that they did on a Mustang, and so I saw how they were mounting the tweeters and was immediately like, oh my gosh, that's way easier than the way I've been doing it. So I thanked him many times over, but we came up with our mount using this pattern here. So just to give you an idea, this is the factory tweeter here, and they plastic weld it into place, and totally sucks. So you have to get in there and carefully grind these out so that you can then fit your tweeter in. So we make this bracket, and it goes in like so. It sits on these two holes, and then we have the 2 screws to put it in place here. I didn't want to screw it in yet, but then that'll just pop right in. Fernando will finish up the wire, and then the finished product, well, he hasn't done the wire yet, but it sits there and looks like this. So lots of fun getting those tweeters in. The hardest part about this, believe it or not, is just getting these A-pillars in and out. It's like the Mustang sucks for that. It's almost...
Out, not anymore.
Huh?
Out, not anymore.
Out is not a problem?
No.
Because you just pull really hard?
No, so what I did is like kind of like hold it right here.
Yeah. Oh, just kind of lean back?
Put it in between here.
Yeah.
And just like, kind of like with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that was easy actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
You'll have to show me next time.
Yeah.
So he's got the 2.5 mounted into place. So that goes there. There's actually a factory hole here. It's on the factory, there's a pin that goes there, and we've just located our wire so our wire can go through the door and attach. Sound treatment is on, fastenings are in place. He's just getting this. We'll put some foam around this once we're done. Okay, so let's talk about what's going into this Mustang. And these guys here are actually going into the Mustang. So we're going to use the DSR-1 to integrate into the system. So right now in the Mustang, this is kind of the go-to device to do it, DSR-1. I don't know if the PSM Pro would work or not. Technically, I guess it should, but it didn't list it, and so we went DSR-1. We're using this just to get signal. So this is just going to be our preamp, and then that is going to go into a set of Mosconi amplifiers. So I don't know which one this is. So this is the 1000.1. So we're actually going to take out the 800.1. The audio control that's in there is going to come out and get replaced by the Mosconi 1001D. So that is going to power the subs now. And then this is the AB class. Oh, my bad. Down over there. One of these sides actually has it. So then this is the AB class 90.8. So we'll be going full active. And they basically look identical. So this got full DSP. AB class, 90 watts times 8. Lots of fun there. And so for the rear, we're going to go with Focal inside IC Ford 165s. Those are the plug and plays. They'll just drop right into place. But for the front, it's all going to be this guy here. So we'll have multiple. It'll be full active as opposed to using these. There again, another system. These beautiful crossovers, beautiful, but they're going to stay here in the box. One of the cool things about it is, like this morning, this was going to be a totally different stereo. Like we were just going to put the LC 61200 into it, and he asked, "What can I do that's better?" Gladen, Mosconi. So the idea was channels 1 and 2 would run the mid tweeter, channel 3 would forward run the woofer, so it'd be a passive active system, where the tweeter and mid range would be passive, and then the mid bass would be active. And once we figured out we had bigger budget to play with, then we switched it up and went with these bad boys. So really excited to get these in there and start playing with them. Now the DSP is in this Mustang. If you haven't watched one of the videos, right here is where the factory amplifier is, and we've mounted this in there before, and it's kind of a pain in the butt. So the last one we did, we got the extension cable. This is the AEX4, and we mounted the DSP somewhere over here in the side, out of the way. But what makes this cool is this all plugs in, and then all your wiring, so like all your speaker wires and everything are in the back here. All your, so it just moves it from here to here. Makes it a little bit easier to deal with. It's kind of cool. But so this will be connected to this, which this is the Ford harness here, DFO2. So that's really everything that's going on in this. And then we'll make a new amp rack. It's already got 0 gauge run through it from the last time we did it.
I didn't even think about it.
Disconnecting the 0 gauge like I asked you to like 3 hours ago?
Run already is 0.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah, I know. That's why I asked you to disconnect it. I was like, hey, could you just disconnect that for me? And then you totally just said, screw you, Dean. I'm not going to do that. Nah, I got more. You got more shit to do. So 2 DSPs.
No.
Yeah. Yes, technically that is 2 DSPs, but we're not going to be using the DSR-1 as a DSP. We're just using it as a preamp. So all it's going to do is just turn on and give us output. There's a couple advantages or disadvantages to it if you want to get nerdy with it. You could obviously play with that DSP if you wanted, but we're just going to use front and rear outputs out of it. This is why they are coming out with the AR2. So if that would have stuck to schedule, then we would just put an AR2 in this, which I think was the original plan when we started talking to him like 6 months ago, was we were just going to put the AR2 in it. And it kept changing and flip-flopping back and forth, and then we might have done radio, and it just went crazy. So, yeah, we do that quite a bit, actually, where we'll use, with Metra, we typically use their AX DSP as a preamp and go into a better DSP. DSR1, we've done it a bunch of times where you just put it in as a preamp, then you go off to a different DSP. At the end of the day, I just need a preamp, okay? And I want it to do everything it's supposed to. I want all the beeps and chimes and Bluetooth and everything to go where it's supposed to. And it'll take care of that for me and make sure all that does. Which car is in the bay? This is a Mustang 5.0. And it's 2022 with a BO system in it, so it'll do what it needs to do. Now, this BO is not an A to B system. So it's even though they call it, it's still the old system with just new labeling on it. So it's pretty exciting for sure.
Who's excited?
I don't know. So
I'm excited.
Let's take a look at Fernando doing his magic here.
So, of course, you did the groove for the speaker, and what I do, I don't twist the wire because it becomes thicker.
Yep.
So just put it flat. Got this, and then remove a little bit of the sound treatment, so actually it sits flat and doesn't,
Yep. Moves around. Now, the reason why we make these brackets for this is the brackets that everybody makes are too thick, and the speaker will hit the door panel. Same is true with the 2.5. The factory is actually a really nice 2.5, comes with a spectacular mount.
Yeah.
And I've seen people use it, and the problem is that the speaker, when it moves, will hit the door panel. And especially with these thicker ones like this that you have, you have an 1/8 inch basket, and the speaker's going to move another 1/8 of an inch, maybe. So you have a 1/4 inch, and we found that out the hard way on the first one we did years ago. That the guy was like, "Dude, my mid-range are making funny noises," and we're like, "Oh, well, crapola." So from there, we just decided that we're not going to use that factory one because it's actually. It comes with a really nice plastic, and everyone gets excited because it's just like 2 holes, regular. But if you'll notice this foam, you can see the indentions in it. That is where it touches the door, and theirs is countersunk in. So when you add this, you got an 1/8 inch bracket that you're gonna make, and then you have this on top of it. So you end up, this is going to hit the door panel. So for all you guys that are doing these and just using this, you might want to check that out because it's not going to work for you. Or if it does, you just better hope the speaker doesn't move. And then this guy here is thinner too. So the bracket that you can get from Metra and Pack is like 1 inch. And so then you add on another. This guy is. This guy's pretty thick. It's like 3/16 of an inch. And so what happens is, and then you got this, so it just rubs the door panel and causes bad things to happen. So, and then you get those cool pictures of Focal speakers that are all messed up and destroyed that we all love so much, right? Who doesn't love that? I have a 2018 Durango installed sub, have an LC2 Pro, and have no sound. So what speaker did you connect it to? Should be the front. If you connect it to the rear is the subwoofer. If it had a factory subwoofer, I would still connect it to the front because the subwoofer in that isn't, the wires in that, you got to make sure there's usually 3 or 4 going to it. And if you get the wrong one, you will get no sound. And if you've disconnected the factory subwoofer, like if you connected it to that, then you have to make sure on the LC2i Pro you turned on the load resistor switch and set it to 60. So what I'm talking about there is this is the load resistor switch. So if you're coming out of the factory sub, this has to be set to 60, not 20 or 20. It has to be set to 60 because the factory Alpine amplifier or whatever amplifier it has needs a 60 ohm load in order to turn on. That's what those switches are for. However, if you connect it to the front mid bass / subwoofer, which it is a subwoofer, then you just leave it at the bottom factory setting because the speaker is going to provide a load for it, which is the 20K. So that's how that works. Hopefully one of those will be the thing. Long or thick? I prefer neither. Polarity tool ready, very wrong in my system and sounds like crap. Green, red, green, flipola, red, green, new battery, still same direction. I hold the tool still same. That is strange. So you tried all the things we suggested before. Still doing the same thing. I mean, if worst comes to worst, maybe you have a bad polarity tester. Yeah, I mean, there's always a chance.
If you have it for any reason.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you're using the PT9A Plus, that's the better one. These guys here like this, they don't last all that long. They're good for a year or two. I mean, if you're nice to them, they last longer, obviously, but those typically don't last as long as we would hope. That's why we don't sell them. We just, if you $10, it's great, but
$10.
Yeah. Front, no factory. Okay, so for the front, you sure you got the right speaker wire? I guess would be my next question. You could test it with a digital multimeter. If you have a digital multimeter set to AC, you can go to the two wires that you think are the speaker wires, play music, and it should vary, and the voltage should go up as you turn the volume up, go down as you turn the volume down. So your AC current will go up, it'll jump all over the place, and it'll go up and it'll go down. If you play a test tone like 40 hertz, then it'll stay static and the number will just go up and down as you turn up and down the volume. So if you play 40 hertz at a normal listening level, the voltage should start low, and then as you turn the volume up, the voltage will go up higher, and it won't be all over the place. Probably be a little bit easier to read if you've never seen it before. So definitely try that and make sure that you actually have the right speaker. Now, if you're getting no sound, you could always go to the speaker itself and make sure that the speaker itself is reacting properly. But yeah, the other thing too is if you got right and left, so like if you grabbed a right speaker and a left speaker, disconnect one or the other. Just like disconnect the right, because you may have the polarity backwards going into, so you have your positive and negative backwards on one side. You can do that on input, and then what will happen is, because you have, just like when you hook up two subs backwards, you get no bass. If you have the signal backwards, it'll do the same thing. It'll cancel itself out, and you'll get no sound also. I don't know if it's just me, but the Jeeps, SUVs that have the battery under the passenger suck, and it's my worst nightmare. Really? Huh. I think it's just you. I don't mind them. I mean, it's a lot of fun. We have to take way too much of the car apart. That part sucks. What's up, Fro? Autos of Forza, Line, or Helix, tight on space. Really, that's just going to come down to two things. One, which software you think is easier to use. And two, if you're going to do 2 ohm or bridge channels. They'll both do 2 ohm if you want to bridge channels. So Forza, you can bridge channels. Helix, you cannot bridge channels. So those are the differences. Is different software, bridgeable channels on Forza, non-bridgeable channels on Helix. Other than that, just take your pick. Thanks, I'll try. No problem. What's your opinion on the changes made to the audio control DSP? They definitely did better, but I'm still not feeling it. I would consider one for basic system. Thoughts? I mean, hey, if you're that much of a pro, go for it. I mean, we've been working with them for the last, whenever the heck they bought them, to try to make that software better. When you look at like a basic system or a basic DSP, there isn't one of them out there that has all-pass filter capability, let alone 2 all-pass filters per channel to do that type of thing. Really, the only thing that separates that DSP from, let's say, a much more expensive DSP like the Gladen, the Helix, the Audison, but those are only, so Audison is only available in the amplifier, is the de-equalization portion of it. So they don't have de-equalization built into it, but they do have the all-pass filter. So if you're trying to negate an all-pass filter, you can do that now, which you couldn't do before. You have parametric EQ that every one of you has been asking for, though most of you don't know how to use them. So that's cool. I don't know. I mean, the reality is there's a lot of guys there who spent a year trying to get it to where it's at, and anyone that has a current piece of software gets the update. Not many manufacturers do that. Most manufacturers make you buy all new stuff. If you have an old Forza, you can't update to the new Forza. I have a Mosconi here that there's new software that's on the 810. I can't update this to it. Helix, there again, old software. New software, some of the current version of the software you're able to update, but there's a couple amplifiers you couldn't. So, I mean, listen, haters are going to hate. It's okay. I mean, in there again, nobody's twisting anybody's arm to buy anything. The nice thing is that you look at a manufacturer that said, hey, what can we do to make this better? And they did it. I mean, it's one of those things. It's like, yeah, take it as you will. I don't know. I mean, I think they did a pretty good job. Can you fit 3/8 subs on a 23 Frontier crew cab? Whew. Nissan? Man, I honestly have no idea. I would probably say no if it's the one I'm thinking about. You barely fit 2, but polarity, my buddy's car works okay, and my speakers and my amps we tested are okay. So, is it the head unit? Okay. Could be the head unit. I don't know. Let's before we rule out it being the head unit, let's plug a phone into the amplifier, which is something that you can do. And if you plug your phone with your polarity track into the input on the amplifier, play the test track and see what that does. So that might solve the problem. So a couple of situations that we've ran into is like in a Toyota. The all-pass filter is very close to the frequency that the pop is at. So when we do that, it goes all over the place and never pops right. If you have dynamic EQ, factory dynamic EQ, it can change that. If you're just using an aftermarket radio, you shouldn't have any of these problems at all. But there again, like I said, go from your phone directly into the amplifier and test it that way. That way you know what is going on. You have a good source unit. So the whole part of troubleshooting is to not go out and spend a bunch of money, is to try to take away variables. Always take away variables and get it as easy as you can. Cheap Chinese radios have polarity issues. Found out the hard way. Changed to Pioneer polarity pop and good now. So a lot of the cheap Chinese radios actually don't have full bandwidth coming out of their radios. We ran into this recently on a BMW. Somebody wanted us to integrate into. They had bought the little BMW add-on screen radio piece, so they could take out their little one and put a bigger one on it. And had Bluetooth and CarPlay and all that, and they're all excited. And so we're like, "Whoa, hold on! This is a factory." We put it on our RTA, and there was nothing like. There was like a filter, bandpass filter on it, so there was nothing below 80 hertz, and there was nothing above 10K. It was just this big bump, and I was like, the hell? Then we put the CD in, because it still had a CD player, and that CD played full band without, so that told us that little add-on silly thing was going to be a big problem for us, and we were like, yeah, we can't amplify this or change it, because it's still going to sound like crap. Okay, that's exactly what we found in my research so far. The quest continues. Okay. Don't get me wrong, I love that they finally went with the parametric EQ. That made me happy. No, there again, hey, it's okay. It's okay. No problems. Are you
getting into a fight, man?
No, God, no. I mean, the reality is that there's so much stuff out there for everyone. It's okay, It's like
something for me.
There's nothing for you.
Oh, man, that sucks.
Yeah, I know. Sorry, bro. Nothing for you. I mean, there's a lot of fun. I mean, listen. Okay. So here it is. So here's Arc, JL, audio control. That's an Epicenter. Mosconi, Zapco, Alpine, Audison, Helix, Rockford, Ground Zero, another Ground Zero, Phoenix Gold, Audio-Tech Fisher, Nakamichi, another Arc. I can't remember. I can't remember that one there. But another DSR1, and then Audio Dynamics. Thank you. There's a couple more in these cabinets over here. So, the reality is I buy them all, man. I buy them all. I don't care.
Buy them all.
Because why not? I mean, it's what we do. It's what we do. I want to be able to play with them all, have a good time. Are there some better than others? Yeah. But whatever works. Love for everyone. Tito Fernando, what's up? What's up, El Fernandez?
What's up, man?
Big Jeff. Big Jeff Smith.
Big Jeff Smith?
Updates aren't for everyone.
Oh, man.
I had an A10. It was riddled with software issues. At 2 years of owning it, I got rid of it waiting for this update. I'm glad they did it. It's definitely the right move. Like I said, man, hey, listen, we've been installing it since they came out with it. It's one of those things,
No, I think it's great. I think the updates are always great.
Right here's a Pioneer Z2200. I don't know what that is. Wish I had the money for half the products you're talking about. Me too. Gotta be honest with you, because it's expensive.
Yeah, I will.
What's DSP? Your DSP. Do you? What DSP do I like? The one that solves the problem that I'm working on the day that I'm working on it is really what it comes down to. I don't. Are there better DSPs that I like working with? 100%. But I don't let that hang up the problem. I have a goal, make a customer happy, give them what they want. I just need the product that's going to do that for me. If one product does it better than another, that's the one I'm putting in the car. I don't care. I don't have the same problems that like most people have, because we do it for a living. So for us, we have a client, and that client's happiness is the most important thing. So we want to deliver something that is going to give them exactly what they want. And that's it. That's all that I care about. I don't get caught up in my DSP's better than your DSP. No,
mine is better than yours.
Mine's better than yours. Suck it, bro.
That's right.
It doesn't matter. I just need something that can do it. And if I got that, then I'm good. That water bottle needs a 5-star sticker. So it's not my water bottle. So like the girls have a water bottle problem. It's just the easiest way to say it. I got more aluminum and gym bottles. I don't own any. Like none of them are mine. Like Sue lets me borrow this bottle. And I got another one that I forgot to take home last night. She's like, "Where's your water bottle?" My bad. So, yeah, I don't... Now, Haley and Sue's water bottles all have stickers on them, and it's crazy, and, like, I don't know, I got more aluminum. Like, and Haley just bought a new aluminum one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because the 10 that we have weren't the one that she needed for work, because she, like, I guess the kids like to touch the tops, and this one has a hidden straw, so when you flick up the top, the straw pops out.
Okay.
And so, these kids don't always wash their hands, or they grab other, I don't know, so it was like, hey, sounds great.
Okay.
There's a product for everyone. If you don't like the audio control DSP, don't use it. It's that simple. Understandable. And there again, I don't take it as a bad thing or a good thing,
Take it as a bad thing.
There's always going to be, listen, if you had a bad experience, you had a bad experience. It's okay. I mean, there's products that I've had bad experiences with, and I go, yeah, I'm not using that again. On a different note, your thoughts on the ID Max 10-inch T-line tuned to just under 30 hertz. I'm like a kid in a candy store. Listen, the ID Max is one of those woofers that I've always wanted. Long time ago, when the ID Max was first envisioned, like it sounded really cool. And Image Dynamic was on their downward spiral about the time it finally shipped. So we got a set of like 12s in, and they sat in the case forever. This was like freaking 15, 16 years ago. before I was even at 5-star, and somebody bought them, and that was it, because we had ordered them and paid for them, and they finally showed up. But you know, they're all hand built. It's a badass woofer. Go to town on it, man. Love to hear your thoughts. I like the Helix software, just no experience with the Audison, although the software looks nice too. They're both nice. Yeah, I mean, we use both. It's fun. All TSP lives matter, except Dayton. We could probably both agree on that. Although, it's funny, the Dayton software is the Chinese software that probably half of the industry uses, so I don't hold anything against the software, because if you can learn the Dayton software, there's like 6 other DSP manufacturers that you can easily walk into and just get a better DSP but not have to relearn the software. So from that perspective, it's actually pretty good software. It's just a crappy electronics. What's going on, guys? I don't know. You tell me, Phantom Chris. We're going to see you next week. Next week?
Yes.
Gonna see Phantom Chris next week. 24th at Jay's Tint.
Yeah.
In Dallas, Texas. We're gonna be there.
Yeah.
Noon-ish. We'll be there earlier than that, I think. We just get off the plane.
Big Jeff is gonna be there.
Jeff is gonna be there for a little bit. He has to pop out for a little bit because he has to go do a Best Buy training, but he should be back. But he'll be there in the morning, then he'll come back, he said. But either way, you can come meet Phantom Chris, maybe listen to some audio control stuff in the Ram or the truck or whatever he's driving. I don't even know what kind of truck he's driving.
He's driving the truck.
My Droid is better than your Apple. LOL, just kidding. Oh, it probably is. They have water bottles like you have audio equipment. Yeah, pretty much.
There you go. Ooh, that was great.
Hey, if that makes him happy, I'm all for it. You guys charge a flat rate or buy the install? I've seen shops do both ways. Just wondering. I gotta be honest with you, I have no idea. How he comes up with any of it. We don't do anything as far as pricing goes with 5-star. We will talk to the customer, design the system, do all that. But when it comes to figuring out what stuff costs and how it gets, I have no idea. And honest with you, I don't even ask because I don't care. I have my responsibilities, and that isn't one of them. And I don't want it to be because...
What?
For 22 years, I had that at the other place, and it was just a headache for me, and I'm like, no, I'm not going to do it anymore.
But if you want to promote your company, just like the beautiful MorelHiFi.com that promotes the company here on our Instagram, you can go to MorelHiFi.com here on Instagram, Morel_America, and they sponsor of this show. So, hey, you want to go? Check it out. Back to the regular schedule.
Oh, good gosh. You're so funny. Oh, you got the door panel on. Look at that. While we were talking, he's over here just working up a storm. What a guy.
I know, man. I know.
You're amazing. Can't wait to see you. Hopefully I have my new box and the Phantom truck. Let's hope so. I mean, let's be honest. It's a week away, man. Where did you get the little drawer for screws, nuts, bolts, and storage?
Oh.
You mean like these things? I got these at Lowe's. I mean, if you're asking like where I got these are from Lowe's.
Did you get your package today?
What package?
The one that they say.
Yeah, we had someone send us somebody sent us a package on Amazon and didn't include a name, so we have no idea who gave it to us, which is really cool.
Okay.
Right. These are cool. There's one for each of us. It's they're little metal screw trays.
That's pretty cool.
You can pull the top ones off. There you go.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but then you can't put screws in it.
Why not? You can. I mean.
See, what I was thinking actually.
Look at that. Boom.
All right, but what I was thinking.
Boom.
Yeah. Okay. So.
Boom.
Okay, stop booming. So what I was thinking is we have these that we put all the parts in. If we put this in one of those, then you can drop the screws and all the screws will stay here instead of them all getting, just a thought. You use it however you want though, but that was my thought.
I'm just gonna use it like this. Boom.
Okay, okay.
Boom.
Oh my God, he's booming away. He's freaking ridiculous. Yeah, so that came today along with.
So whoever sent it, thank you so much.
Yes,
guys.
thank you. This box came today.
What is that?
This is from Focal.
Oh, I know what it is.
Yeah, this is the dead equipment.
It's not dead.
No, it's totally dead.
No, it's not dead.
Yeah.
We're gonna make it a lot. Watch.
That's Speedy Lopez for you.
Speedy Lopez. That's right. Come on. I'm gonna do a tattoo.
Yeah?
Yeah. Speedy? No, we say. Right here.
It's okay, man. Trust me, I wasn't taking it that way. Perfect. Isn't Nano a bit young to be a boomer? Wow, Christian. Or, I'm sorry, you're not Christian. Sorry, my bad. Didn't mean to insult you like that. I wish someone would send you some Klondike bars about now. Yeah, that was Christian. What you wouldn't do for a Klondike bar? How do you level match the gain on a DSP and amplifier without clipping? Wow, that's a big question. I mean, there again, it's. I'm gonna refer you to the video I refer everybody to, and this will at least get your head wrapped around the concept. But if you have some form of distortion detector, whether it be the SMD or the amplifier has it built in, check out Tony D'Amore's Gain Train video, okay? If you've never watched it, Tony D, the guy who invented the DD1, it's Tony D'Amore, he has a video called The Gain Train. It is the best explanation you're going to get on how to set the gain through multiple devices. So definitely go check that out first. That might at least get you down the path that is making some sense to you. Did Jeff meet the other Jeff? I don't know. I have no idea. Dean and I are... Oh, whatever, Christian. We're just old. All right, guys. Hey, listen, that's it. That's what's going on. We got the Mustang here in the Bay. It's going to be here for the next couple days, so we'll chime in tomorrow, see where we're at on it, and get you guys up to speed. Fernando's got this door done. He's almost done with the other door. We're going to pull the back out, get some speakers in there, and I'm sure he'll take a couple pictures along the way. But until tomorrow, you guys go forth, be merry. Don't forget, next week is Dallas week, Knowledge Fest, Jay's Tent. It's going to be a lot of fun. We can't wait to be. We're going to be at the Omni, so if any of you guys can't make it Thursday, Dallas Omni. We're going to be there at nighttime every night, TNT, chilling out in the party. TNT?
Yeah.
What's TNT?
It's Tacos and Tunes.
Tacos and Tunes? Oh, okay. Anyways, if you can't make it Thursday and you want to, we'll be in the bar for the whole week.
We're going to be at the bar.
We'll always be at the bar.
We're always at the bar.
Yeah, we don't drink, but we're at the bar. All right, guys, you have a great day.
Bye, guys.
See ya. All right, what are we looking at? We have a Mosconi 1 90.8 and a 1001 epicenter micro. This is in the back of the Mustang. There's the two P310s loaded in place. So the only thing that's missing from this is we need to build a brace that goes right here. There's two screws that go in this, but we need a brace right here, and that brace is so that the cover can support weight if you put groceries or something in the trunk, and then it slides right into place. And there's a stopper on it right there, so that stopper will hold the box into place. Happy Friday Eve, definitely, right? So that's it. I kind of like the simplicity of these amplifiers. Molex plug here has all of the 8 speaker wires in it, so it's pretty straightforward. T-spec, distribution block, 0 gauge. Yeah, love the subgrills. Rockford, that's why we use them. Got to be honest with you, there's the number one reason why we use these subwoofers is because of those grills. Audio control now has these mesh grills like this, so who knows what will happen there. But happy Friday morning in Australia, says Clint. What's up? Never heard of that brand. Mosconi? Never heard of Mosconi? Mosconi-Gladen. Mosconi. You go to Gladen.com, Mosconi-Gladen, It's one of the sponsors of the show. This is the one line. Then we have the Pro line. So this is the Pro 830. This is a full DSP AB class amplifier. This is the new 6 to 10. So this has 6 channels of power AB class, 10 channels of DSP. So that's the new 6 to 10. They just came out with a new 8 to 10 also to replace it, AB class. The 1001 is a class D. That is, the 90.8 is AB class, and it's 90 times 8. 8-channel DSP. Yeah, so the T-spec you can find at metronline.com. Epicenter Micro, obviously audio control. Rockford Fosgate, that's pretty. They're very nice looking amplifiers, big fan. And then up front here is a set of the Focal K2s. So it's a KRS 3-way set. So 6-inch mid bass, 2.5 tweeter. Hola! All I just did a Pro 530. It is a beast. Dude, you gotta try the 430, man. The 430 is like, that's what's in Fernando's car right now. On some K2s. And that thing is insane. That is a 4-channel. That is channels, it's staggered power.
It doesn't have a DSP.
The 830 is staggered power, 4 channels. So 4 channels have less power than the other 4 channels with a 12-channel DSP. It's got an aerospace 8 to 12 built into it. 812. Gladen calls them 8 to 12. So that has, the 430 has staggered power also. Channels 1 and 2 are A class bias, so it's a AB class amplifier with a high bias A, and it uses a new technology they came up with. They call it slide technology. So at normal listening levels, it's full biased AB to A, and then as you really rail on it, it will slide over into a more AB style topography, so you can get more power out of it if you need. It's a great little amp for a set of components or for a tweeter and a mid-range. He has it running on a tweeter and a mid-bass, but if you take an 830 and a 430, you can get a pretty amazing little setup right there. Probably Will the guy is planning on adding another 4-channel to complete a 3-way. Oh yeah, that would be cool. So if you want to add another 4-channel to 430 and run it on the tweeter and the mid-range, Oscar. And speaking of Oscar worked for this guy in Dallas called Jay. Jay has a place called Jay's Tint. And Jay's Tint is where we're going to be Thursday of next week in Dallas, along with Brian Mitchell, who's going to drive us there, Andy Waymeyer and his son. Jess Smith's going to stop in. Phantom Chris is supposedly going to be there. Matt Smell might stop by and say hi, along with a ton of cars. Apparently there's going to be tacos, maybe? I don't know. It starts at noon.
Yep.
rocks on till probably 6 or so. So if you're in the Dallas area,
like midnight, man.
We got other stuff to do. Anyways, if you're in the Dallas area on Thursday, make sure you come say hi, get a demo, listen to Oscar's car,
Get some
full
quotes
morale
from
system.
the guys of J Tint,
Yeah. Have you had any experience with the Nakamichi Nam 1601? I'm gonna go with no. Yeah, I'm gonna go with no. Do you use the JL Max Tune device on everything? No, we don't. Have you had any experience? Okay, still the head unit. No, we haven't had it. No. You're the famous Tessie.
Famous Tessie.
Yeah, it's so famous.
Yeah,
it's so famous.
He's gonna put Christmas songs in there, so they can light up and the whole thing. It's pretty cool.
Okay. Let's get the mic set up in this and get this ready so that we can just head out here in the next 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll move all this stuff over here so that we can use this table. Do you recommend an EQX? I don't. Okay, so got to give me more information on it other than just EQX. So, because it sounds like an audio control piece, but God only knows it could be something else. After D'Amore amps, any good, clean. So, if you listen to his podcast that he did in the Old Fashioned podcast with Gary and Maddie, which was an awesome podcast, by the way. It was a great show. I love listening to Tony talk. He doesn't particularly like D amplifiers, so he made his circuit to go into them. And there's a lot of companies out there that put a lot of effort into making their D class sound really, really good. It's a normal thing for them to do now, is put a lot of effort into that, because that has become that's what's won the race so far. So we do a lot of D class amplifiers, obviously, and they all sound pretty good, and some of them sound like crap, and honestly most people really couldn't tell the difference between a really high-end Class D and an AB class. So, because a lot of people just buy, they get an AB class because someone makes an inexpensive AB class, and they think, oh, it's AB, so it's gonna rock on. And it's like, no, not really. Not all amplifiers A, B, D, G, H are created equal. So that's always gonna be a problem. And there's really not much you can do about it. The reality is in all things in life, the more you put into it, the better it's going to be. And amplifiers are no different. The more money you put into it, better the amplifier is going to be. I mean, it's what you're paying for. So, I tell you, these Mosconi AB class amplifiers are not cheap at all. But there's, in my opinion, the 430 is probably, or no, let me rephrase that, because in my opinion, the 430 is the best sounding amplifier I've ever heard. So, and we took out a really nice AB class amplifier with high bias and put that in, and it was a night and day difference. And both of them are expensive amplifiers. So even AB, they're not all created equal. It's not going to be the same thing. What are you doing?
We're going to use the table.
For what?
For in the morning.
I'm going to be tuning long before that, so that's why I'm setting this up. So that's what I'm saying. Set the table up for this. That'll be later. I'm going to get here early in the morning to do that. Is there a way of telling if a head unit has preamp or just a high to low converter? Ooh, that's a great question. I don't think so, because most of that is just chips on board now. Yeah, because like Pioneer doesn't talk about doing that in their radios. Nobody uses discrete output stage terminology anymore. Kenwood Exelons used to say, audio grade components, which was their way of saying discrete output. Oh man, I don't honestly know. I'd have to talk to one of my engineer buddies and see if there's a way to test that. But you could probably look at the chip, and the chip would tell me. That's what most of those guys say, is that you got to look at that. But that's a good question. I don't know. I mean, more than likely, if you're buying a radio for under $400, chances are good. Yeah, that's what you're looking at. The problem is that even if you got one that is using like a high-low style output, is that the way they set it up is, even if you use the high-level output, it's still going to break up too. So it's like the argument for using the high-level output into, an amplifier, it just breaks up faster. So like if the RCAs stay clean, as it were, until, let's say 30, if it goes up to 40, 38, that's awesome. But the preamp set, the non-preamp, the amplified output is going to break up, like, let's say 24 or 28. So you get no volume control. It's just going to be like, really loud and then quiet. So I don't think that's a better way to do it either. I think you end up having to use the RCAs on those just to have some range of volume, unless you're a balls to the wall all day long kind of guy, in which case, rock on. But so tomorrow is the news. For those of you playing at home, we're going to have our news show that we do every Friday morning at 9 o'clock. And then tonight, there will be no Hi-Fi Vegas show because he is out of town. Him and Derek and his buddies are out of town on vacation. So that's kind of a bummer. But yeah, there'll be no side jag or reverse polarity tonight. So that's what's up. TV is down. Prepping for tomorrow. Oop, I gotta move that. So how many of you guys saw the amp pop, or the tool for amp pop, and were like, damn, that's my thing, and then realized that you might want to use it for something else? Because I think it's pretty cool little device. It's super easy to set up. That was a pretty cool device. Yeah, I thought it was neat. We actually had to use one the other day. That's what made us, because we've had it sitting here. We've talked about it in the past. And we were like, and then we had a radio come in where the radio was causing the factory amplifier to pop. And it was enough to make you pee your pants a little bit. And so we ordered one of those and put it in, and we're like, holy crap, we forgot all about this piece. So we wanted to make sure we got a chance to take a look at it, or at least share it with you guys, so that if somebody needs something like that, they'd be able to make their lives better. Beer and 5-star after work. Yeah, there you go. Definitely. So tomorrow morning we'll do the news at 9. Hopefully by then this car will be tuned up. Maybe we'll come back on and we'll give you guys a listen to, let you hear what it sounds like, because that always sounds so good, listening to how a car sounds on Instagram. If anybody gets motion sickness, this is definitely the they get motion sick. I think it's because the keys are in the car. No? Got them? All right. So it's all set?
It's all set.
Cool. Good job. Keys are on the desk? Awesome. Keys are on the desk. So Fernando just got done prepping the car, getting the mic in place, so that tomorrow morning we can come in and tune it up. Okay, let me rephrase that. He just got it prepped so I can come in the morning and tune it up. Yeah, my bad. I don't know what I was thinking.
Exactly.
I'll come in, be nice and dark and quiet. Barbershop won't be here beating away. So it'll be good stuff. Good stuff. Ugh. Merry Weekend Eve. I know. Who's ready for the weekend, man? I'm not gonna lie, I'm ready for the weekend. Although, here, can you plug that in for me? So the problem as I see it is, for us, the weekend is gonna be kind of interesting. You're going to the event, right?
I'm going Saturday and Sunday, yes. What? Yeah.
So there's
I don't know how your weekend is gonna be.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have fun over there.
Yeah?
I'll let you know how it is.
Oh, you'll let me know how it is? Nice. Thanks, man. Thanks. Ready for Diet Coke? I absolutely hate Diet Coke. If you know, I don't drink pop a lot, but if I do, I gotta drink the real stuff. Like, I can't drink a Diet Coke or a Diet whatever. I'm just not gonna drink it. It's just not that important to me. Like, I'm perfectly fine, like, not drinking that kind of stuff. I'm more of a root beer guy anyways, so, like, if I could have anything, it's gonna be that. I think that's way more enjoyable. I don't think we need either one of those. That's just the phone.
Yeah, we don't need it.
Yeah, so I'll put it away. I'll be in the shop making sawdust. There you go.
See, I want to be like that.
You want to be like that?
Yes.
All right, we'll get a shop and you can make all the sawdust you want.
Ah, man.
One day? Yeah, make sawdust. Yeah, no, hey man, I'm all for it. I think you should do that. You know, you're still young and have your health.
Oh, yeah, good.
Totally, man. You should be making all the sawdust in the world.
Hey.
Ever thought about sound treating the walls between you and the barbershop? So this is actually a firewall. So there's a concrete block between us and the barbershop, supposedly. I don't believe it.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, I don't think it does either. But the problem isn't like they're loud. The problem is they have a subwoofer, and the subwoofer would just carry anyways. So, yeah, I don't think it would matter. And honestly, it really doesn't bother us too much throughout the day. And even like when we do videos, we add this. You know, there's always that little soundtrack in the background that's playing, and that is to hide any of the noise that's being made externally. Unless it's like really obnoxious, you know, like they just got a new air compressor that's horrible, because it's not the good kind of air compressor that's like quiet, that just has like the real pistons in it. So it just hammers all day long, and it's like, oh my God, you know. Actually, I think the cables we're using are all Amazon cables, so we just bought them for their color. So I connected my Focal tweeters with the clear red trace wire to negative. Nando has said that it is positive. Sounds good. Should I swap wires over? No. So you can try. Anything is cool. Here's the thing, you know, as long as they're both moving the same direction, that's the most important thing. How they're interacting between the tweeter and the mid bass, that could change, but that could also change just by the environment of the car. So there's no like, you have to do this, because sometimes you'll put everything in polarity and it'll sound like crap, and then you'll switch the tweeters out just because of the crossover, the position, or where they're playing, and it'll automatically widen out and sound better. If you like the way it sounds, leave it alone. If curiosity is what killed the cat, by all means switch it and see what happens. There's no like, no, don't do it. Yeah, give it a shot. Have a sound competition between the shops. They'd probably win because we really don't have anything here to play loud. Right? Yeah, I mean, we'd have to put something together. I mean, we have enough power. I mean, Jesus, the dyno's working again. So, yeah, we wanted to show that the other night, but we didn't because the amp we tried to dyno actually turned out it had a recall we didn't know about, so it kind of sucked. But hey, listen, it's 6:30, which means we're going to get the heck out of here. Fernando.
Yes, guys.
You ready to go?
You guys talk about DSPs, right? Well, you can go to morelhifi.com, and you're not going to find a DSP there, but what you can find in there, it's a brand new 8-inch speaker component set that you can check it out. And if you want to see the video, you can go on YouTube and watch the video about morelhifi.com. Here, Morel_America, biggest sponsor of the show. Bye, guys.
See ya.